Hi guys, how you going? Welcome to the Twitter Files Part 3. We'll see how this one goes today. Apparently it's quite a bit about Mr. Donald Trump and what happened to him. So it's called Deep Platforming the President. So let's get stuck straight into it. And again, any feedback is greatly appreciated. So please, again, as you're watching or afterwards, please provide any comments down below, both positive or negative. I've only done this a couple of times now, so hoping to improve the quality of these live broadcasts, these podcasts. And any feedback would be greatly appreciated. All right, so let's get into it. Let's transition across. And here we go. Yeah, all good. All right, so let's get into these Twitter files. Okay, so let's go across to Matt Tayapi. That was part 1. Let's go back. Twitter files part 3. Show the thread. Okay, the removal of Donald Trump. Okay. That's all good. All right. Number 2. The world knows much of the story of what happened between the riots at the Capitol on the 6th of January and the removal of President Donald Trump from Twitter on January 8th. Okay, number 3. We'll show you what hasn't been revealed, the erosion of standards within the company in the months before, J6. Decisions by high-ranking executives to violate their own policies, and more against the backdrop of ongoing documented interaction with federal agencies. Again, the first installment covers the period before the election through January 6th, and tomorrow Schellenberger, MD, will detail the chaos inside Twitter on the 7th of January. And then again on Sunday, Barry Weiss will reveal the secret internal communications from the date of the January 8th. Okay. So whatever your opinion on the decision to remove Trump that day, the internal communications at Twitter between January 6th and the 8th have clear historical import. Import or impact, I dare say it's impact. Even Twitter's employees understood in the moment it was a landmark moment in the annals of speech. All right, let's have a look at this. Okay, so they've redacted this person's name and picture. So is this the first sitting head of state to ever be suspended? Okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay, as soon as they finished banning Trump, Twitter execs started processing new power. They prepared to ban future presidents and White House's, perhaps even Joe Biden, the new administration, says one exec. Will not be suspended by Twitter unless absolutely necessary. Okay, so again, names redacted, picture redacted. So as stated in our Twitter policies for ban evasion policy, if it is clear that another account is being used for the purposes of evading a ban, it is also subject to suspension. Okay, for government accounts such as POTUS and the White House, we will not suspend those accounts, but will take action to limit their use. However, these accounts will be transitioned over to the new administration in due course and will not be suspended by Twitter unless absolutely necessary to alleviate real-world harm. Okay. Number 7. Twitter executives removed Trump in part over what one executive called the context surrounding actions by Trump and supporters over the course of the election and, frankly, the last 4 years. In the end, they looked at a broad picture, but that approach can cut both ways. Okay, it's nothing exciting just yet. Hi Vijaya, I'm working with such and such. Okay, so not sure who this is, but we're talking to Vijaya now. On my team to put together a doc to share with you what a point of view from research, our academics with whom we have been working, etc., on DJT's language as coded incitement to further violence. Okay. In the meantime, here is our quick take. The decision on whether to pull that particular tweet or use that as a last straw for Trump depends on many factors, including the overall context and narrative in which the tweet lives. We currently analyse tweets and consider them at a tweet-by-tweet basis, which does not appropriately take into account the context surrounding. You can use the yelling fire into a crowded theatre example. Context matters, and the narrative that Trump and his friends have pursued over the course of this election, and frankly the last 4 years, must be taken into account when interpreting and analysing that tweet. The larger question is around our moral imperative and decisions as a company which user sentiment should not drive based on number one. Such and such, and I believe that this tweet does violate our rules when taking the historical context plus current climate into account. Okay, bit vague. All right, number 8. So the bulk of the internal debate leading to Trump's ban took place in those 3 January days. However, the intellectual framework was laid in the months preceding the Capitol riots. All right, so before J6, Twitter was a unique mix of automated rules based on enforcement and more subjective moderation by senior executives, as Barry Weiss reported. The firm had a vast array of tools for manipulating visibility, most of all which were thrown at Trump and others pre-J6. All right. As the election approached, senior executives, perhaps under pressure from federal agencies with whom they met as time progressed, increasingly struggled with rules and began to speak of bios as pretext to do what they'd likely have done anyway. So after J6, internal slacks show Twitter executives getting a kick out of intensified relationships with federal agencies. Here's Trust and Safety head Yoel Roth lamenting a lack of generic enough calendar descriptions to concealing his very interesting meeting partners. Okay. So what's this one? So Yoel Roth. It happens. I'm a big believer in calendar transparency, but I reached a certain point where my meetings became very interesting to people, and they weren't meeting names generic enough to cover. Anyway, let me know. Very boring business meeting that is definitely not about Trump. Pretty much. Definitely not meeting with the FBI, I swear. Okay, sounds like a bit of a wanker. All right, these initial reports are based on searches for docs linked to prominent executives whose names are already public. They include Roth, former Trust and Policy Chief Vijaya, and recently Plank walked Deputy General Counsel from the former FBI, Mr. Jim Baker, who Elon promptly sacked. Okay, one particular Slack channel offers a unique window into the evolving thinking of top officials in late 2020 and early 2021. Okay, note to oneself, don't leave your water downstairs. All right, on October the 8th, 2020, executives opened a channel called US 2020 Enforcement. Through J6, this would be home for discussions about election-related removals, especially ones that involved high-profile accounts, often called VITs. Very important Twitters. All right. Hi, everyone. Starting tomorrow, October the 9th, until November 15th, this channel will be used for the following reasons related to US 2020 elections. Trends identified that require scaled investigations, high-profile account escalations that potentially require soft interventions, scalable solutions required, edge cases, highlight tech issues. This is an enforcement channel. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Can you please make sure everyone on the team is within the channel? The teams that were included are as follows: site integrity, safety policy, product trust, safety operations, media ops, global escalation team. If you have any questions, let me know. All right. So it's been pretty boring so far. Okay. There was at least some tension between safety operations, a larger department whose staff has used a more rules-based process for addressing issues like porn, scams, and threats, and a smaller, more powerful cadre of senior policy execs like Roth and Gardy. Okay, the latter group were a high-speed Supreme Court of moderation, issuing content rulings on the fly, and often in minutes and based on guesses, gut calls, even Google searches, even in cases involving the president. Okay, what's this one here? So, hi everyone, received this escalation just now. So, this is from Donald Trump. Breaking news: 50,000 Ohio voters getting wrong absentee ballots. Out of control, a rigged election. So this is another one. Is a rigged election could be enough to be a violation? And there's Mr. Yole. If the claim of a fact were inaccurate, then yes. But it looks like that's actually true. Okay, so there was nothing they could do about that because what Donald was tweeting was true. All right, number 17. During this time, executives were also liaising with federal enforcement and intelligence agencies about moderation of election-related content. While we're still at the start of reviewing the Twitter files, we're finding out more about these interactions every day. All right, Policy Director Nick Pickles is asked if they should say Twitter detects misinfo through ML, human review, and partnerships with outside experts, the employees asks. I know that's been a slippery process, not sure if you want our public explanation to hang on that. Okay, N Pickles, are you comfortable with marketing talking about misinfo by saying that we detect it through ML, human review, and partnerships with outside experts? I know that's been a slippery process, so not sure if you want our public explanation to hang on that hat. So again, sounds a bit dodge. Okay, Pickles quickly asks if they should just say partnerships. After a pause, he said, not sure we describe the FBI and DHS as experts. Can we just say partnerships? Yep. All right, number 20. So this post about the Hunter Biden laptop situation shows that Roth did not only meet with the FBI and DHS, but also with the offer of the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Okay, so Yol has checked in. Here's what they said. What's new for you since our last check-in? Hacked materials exploded. Again, the first Twitter file story. we blocked the MYP story and then we unblocked it, but said the opposite. Then we said we unblocked it, and now we're in a messy situation where our policy is in shambles. Comms is angry. Reporters think we're idiots. And we're refactoring an exceedingly complex policy 18 days out from the election. In short, FML. Weekly sync with FBI, DHS, and DNI, election security. The meeting happened about 15 minutes after the aforementioned hacked materials implosion, and the government declined to share anything useful when asked. Monthly meetings with FBI, FITF, briefed on several outgoing investigations. Okay. When are they going to get to it? 15 minutes in and really there's not much happening. All right, Roth's report to the FBI, DHS, and DNI is almost farcical and it's self-flagellating. We blocked the NYP story, then unblocked it, but then said the opposite. Or we look like idiots. Okay, number 23. Some of Roth's latest slacks indicate his weekly confabs with the federal law enforcement involved separate meetings. Here he goes to the FBI and DHS, respectively, to go first to an Aspen Institute thing, then take a call with Apple. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Here the FBI sends reports about a pair of tweets, the second of which involves a former Tippecanoe County, Indiana councillor and Republican named John Basham. Okay. We just got a report from the FBI concerning 2 tweets relating to the shredding of mail-in ballots. This is proven to be false via blah, 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 blah. Do we have a moment ready for this one? I believe this was deemed vio on numerous occasions. Okay. The FBI's second report concerned this tweet by John Basham. Okay. 2%, between 2 and 25% of the ballots by mail are being rejected for errors. Okay, the FBI flagged tweet and then got circulated in the enforcement Slack. Twitter cited Polyfact to say that the first story was proven to be false and noted the second was. Okay. The group then decides to apply learn how voting is safe and secure label before one commentator says it's totally normal to have a 2% error rate. Okay. Examining the entire election enforcement Slack, we didn't see one reference to moderation requests from Trump campaign. The Trump White House or Republicans generally, we looked, they may exist, we were told, however, they were absent. So it seems like everything was coming from the Democratic Party previously. And it was 27. Is that it? Surely not. What's going on? Try the thread. Don't tell me that's it. Scroll down through again. Okay, 26, 27. All right. I've got to say that was a bit of a, I reckon, a waste of time. So yeah, what can I say? Why isn't it there? All right. Well, that's it for this latest version of the Twitter files. We shall wait for the next one and see if it's a bit more exciting because, again, there was really nothing in there. Anyway, all right. I shall see you in the next video. Hopefully it's a bit more exciting. That was a bit boring today. So, yeah. I'll see you in the next couple of days, and we'll go through it all again. Sorry I couldn't provide much insights because there wasn't much in there. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next video. See you guys. Cheers.